truth. Ted Cruz and the people running him are awful, horrible people. I think Ted Cruz is very smart, very eloquent, but don't they say a lot of psychopaths are? The things he's doing, the things he's saying are so deceptive. If you go to my Twitter from 2 days ago, I have a screenshot of the Drudge Report where it says election canceled, no primary, no voters needed. That is such an over-the-top bombshell event in Colorado and now other states that the Republicans are announcing aren't going to have elections in the primary. I mean, that's what happened. Furious Colorado has no primary or caucuses. Cruz celebrates voterless victory. Cruz came out, there's two different clips, and made fun of everybody and said, silly people, this is democracy. I'm going to play the clip. And he then came out and said that Matt Drudge is an attack site for Donald Trump and that basically is commanded around by Roger Stone. Those two don't even talk to each other. No, when Matt Drudge sees the Republicans say they're going to take delegates away from the winner and then just cancel elections, it's a big deal. And they can sit up there with their arrogance like they're a corrupt homeowners association or something, announcing that they own your house because you had a bottle cap in your yard or something. These are people who are delusional and think because they, quote, make the rules, that they can make the rules that they're permanent rulers of the country who appoint who can run for president. If the two parties appoint who can run for president, then you have a two-party dictatorship. That's why you suddenly see Obama on Fox News for the first time in 8 years. That's why you see the merger. Fox News announcing a few months ago they're going to be nice to Hillary now. This is the two parties merging to take down populist movements in America and complete their takeover. Now, a few months ago, back when Drudge was saying nice things and linking to nice things that Ted Cruz was doing, Cruz came out and said that Drudge had killed the mainstream media and that he was the future and that he was so wonderful. I've got the clip. We're going to play it. But that's because Cruz wasn't doing bad things then and hadn't revealed himself. That was right before he robbed Carson in Iowa. That was right before all the other dirty tricks. That was before Jeb Bush endorsed him. That was before in Louisiana and Tennessee and all these other states, Trump wins and they take the delegates and say, well, we're allowed to. Because we made super delegates. We voted for this 40 years ago, but we didn't implement it till now. Well, maybe they'll just vote at the RNC to merge the Democrats, and then they'll just vote on who the president is, because that's what this is one step away from. Is a pure Central Committee / Politburo. He praised the Drudge Report for, quote, taking the GOP message directly to the people. Almost without exception, professionalism, journalists are partisan liberal Democrats. And he said more. We've got more clips. He says they've got the mainstream media, we've got Drudge. Now, here's what's going on. They're bullying everybody in talk radio. They've been taking me off stations all over the place for this. They tried to hijack and take over Eagle Forum and take over the bank account of the organization Phyllis Schlafly runs. So the Cruz worshipers are now mugging old ladies and the oldest living patriot conservative in America. I mean, are we going to drain her blood and give it to Cruz, the vampire? Needless to say, my friends, I was chomping at the bit last night, and this morning I vaulted out of bed at 7 o'clock this morning to get prepared and get down here to the studio. A lot of folks noticed that I was more focused and pretty calm yesterday for most of the 3+ hours that I broadcast. As the more hardcore things get, the more focused I get. Our analysis of the globalist takeover was very accurate. We're now inside the takeover. It's only going to get more intense. They are mortal enemies of Christians, veterans, patriots, gun owners, capitalists, libertarians, free marketers, free souls, free minds, people of justice. They're coming for us. We are being conquered. And I'm here as a modern Paul Revere raising the alarm bell. Every day now, crazier, over-the-top forms of corruption and open, naked, brazen, bravada-filled hubris is just spraying out. Every day now, more happens than the previous week. It's like a corruption singularity is taking place. And while we're busy and while I'm busy covering the theft of the election, the cancellation of the 2016 election by both parties, and the installation of the new president, the federal government came out 2 days ago and openly announced, it was in major tech publications, I mentioned it, that yes, the goal is to get humans completely out of cars within 10 years and to retrofit everything because, quote, it's going to be safer. And there are open announcements of global carbon taxes and world government and unelected bodies and 50, 60-hour work weeks and all these new compulsory taxes. This way comes something wicked. And the New York Times, the Providence Journal, every day they have articles saying arrest people that say man-made global warming or climate change isn't real, and arrest people who aren't politically correct. That's in the news today. Climate change deniers as our punishment, and rampant, accelerated censorship and just open borders and 5 million jihadis pouring in as part of a military invasion out of Syria into Turkey, into Europe and the United States. A planned invasion. NATO didn't just invade Syria with millions of jihadis and their families, their camp followers. This is ancient war, like the Visigoths or the Vandals or the Huns or the Mongols would come in and conquer you and then bring in their families behind them, set up an outpost, have kids, and 20 years later roll out with the next invasion force. That's how the Vikings took over what is Russia today more than 1,000 years ago. They kicked the Mongols and the Huns out, killed them all. I sit here and I just look at all of this and it is mind-blowing. The economic issues in the backdrop as the elites, the last 5 years, we told you about it before it was in the news, but the last 5 years it's in the New York Times, London Guardian, armored redoubts, huge fortresses all over the mountains of Colorado and Idaho and Utah and Arkansas and Missouri, in the Ozarks. I mean, some of them 30, 40,000 square feet with 5-foot thick concrete walls, machine gun nest, helicopter pads, and underground bases. That's in the news. And armored fortresses all over the Caribbean and all over the Pacific and all over the Cook Islands and all over Australia and New Zealand. I was told by Hollywood folks 7 years ago there was an exodus to New Zealand, and then you started seeing it in the news, and now they admit they didn't go there to set up production companies. They went there to escape. Economic collapse, World War III, it's all in the cards. Race war, it's all in the cards. It's a death-defying stunt for me to stay in this country. But it's worth it for humanity, and I'm not backing down. Fortune favors the bold. The fortune I'm looking for is liberty in our time, and let me tell you, these are the times that try men's souls. And to sit here and to watch the general public still in a trance, having no idea what's about to hit them, is like watching a 2-year-old toddler run out into a major highway and there's cars coming going 80 miles an hour.